All right, great to have you on, everybody. So, how did I recruit somebody into my internet business opportunity last night? We're going to get into that. And what I want to say is, I'm so glad that you're here right now. I'm so glad that you're taking notes and that you guys have been engaging with these these videos. And I really, really appreciate having you here on there. I love your questions. I love engaging with you, and it's just fun. So one of the things that I want to say is that this whole week, it's been really hot. It's been really muggy out, but still we just put our faces to the grindstone and we just get the job done. And one of the things that I've been learning is that you want to qualify your leads in order to get them to join in. Now, what I did last night to actually get this guy to join was I put very little effort into it. All I did was I was able to connect with his pain and provide him the solution to his pain problem. And that was simply providing, knowing exactly what the pain is. So he was basically trying to build an e-commerce website, like doing all the code, doing all the things himself. He wasn't a techie person. And not only that, the guy does not shop online. And he was trying to build an online store where people come and shop. He had no clue what it should look like. He had no idea, how am I gonna make this happen? I've been trying, I've been investing myself, and I was like, so you're basically investing in something you really don't want to do. And he's kind of like, yeah, I really don't want to do this. And I said, well, what we do here is we don't do e-commerce stuff necessarily, but we actually teach people how we make money on the internet. And with that, I was able to go into a few more details about My Lead System Pro and tell them, look, you need an education. Why people buy stuff on the internet? Why do they buy it? And we show you how to do this from the ground up. And with that, I was able to just explain, like, you're interested in this, and he says, yeah. And I said, you don't this if you feel like you're not techie, which you say you're not, you can go into the get started menu and you can get into the training that we have. And all it is just step-by-step instructions on how to view business on the internet and start it from the ground up as a complete newbie. And what I was able to do, I just simply said, you ready to get started now? And he said, yeah, okay. I'll get started right now. It's like I can't go hardcore into all this. I can't, uh, go full time into this, but I'm willing to put work into it. And I said, that's fine. A lot of people put part-time work into it. And they get results out of it. So I basically said, okay, what's your number one problem? He says he's not techie. Number two, I said, all right, so are you looking for a non-techie solution for making money on the internet? He says, yes. I said, well, are you willing to start right now so that you can actually get going with this? And he says, yeah. So he's like, he was really, really animated, I have to say. He's an older gentleman. He's a mechanic. He likes to just do engine rebuilds, and he was really funny because he just was so blunt and right to the point that he was sick of not knowing what to do, and it was really funny, and it was really great to connect with this guy and to figure out, like, maybe this is the best solution for your problem. So I led him to My Lead System Pro. I said, okay, you're ready to get started right now? He says, yes, I am. So I sent him a direct link. I didn't send him to a capture page. I didn't send him to anything. I said, I'm going to send you a link to join right now. And what he says was, okay, it's fine with me. So I sent it to him, and I gave him clear instructions. I said, okay, when you click on it, you should see an order form. And so he's like, okay. So we clicked on it, and then he saw the order form. I was like, okay, you see the order form? Yeah, I see it. It's asking for my name, my username, my password, and my credit card information. I said, go ahead and spell and write it all down in the way you want it spelled on your checks. So that's what he had to do. So he went and did that. He hit this, and I was like, okay, when you're done, hit the submit button. So he hit the submit button, and then I got a text message saying that I just I recruited somebody. So that's a 10-day trial offer. He gets a full view of the back office. And it was just so easy to recruit this guy. And one of the things that I loved about this was I was able to connect with him because he's a man that worked with his hands. I'm a maintenance electrician. So as a maintenance electrician, that's my full-time job, and network marketing, affiliate marketing, that's my other job when I come home. So he's a maintenance guy, and he takes stuff apart. He fixes, rebuilds engines, and I was able to connect with him, and I could just hear the sense of humor that was like right inside of his heart and stuff, heart and soul. I've got hold on a second. I've got to mute myself for a second here. All right, so I was able to connect with this guy, and it was just so clear to me that, like, I know I can just tell where this guy's attitude is going to start going, because mechanics have a very mechanical mind, and they have, electricians have an electrical mind, and it's the same everywhere you go. And when you meet a mechanic, you can kind of tell how they react to life is based on like how long they've been a mechanic. And a mechanic is just all about, is very simple. They take stuff apart till they get to the problem, and then they find it, they replace it, they put it all back together, and they're just very turn wrench smart people. It's very smart people, but they're very blunt with what they say. Like, that's the problem. And the way he was explaining everything to me, I was like, I really like this guy, and I hope he sticks around. I really, really does, because he's just got the personality that, like, I wish I could have like 10 people like this dude on my team, because of his personality, because of like how you can relate and connect to these people. You want to build a business around those kind of people. You want to have people who just love you, who want to look at you and say, if I get around this person, then I'm going to get some kind of result, because any result is better than the one I'm getting right now. I know that because I get around leaders all the time. I see tremendous results, and then I see small results, and then it doesn't matter. It's like whoever is the most attractive leader to me, and if I want to get around that person, I just stay focused on that. I start listening to them. I start watching their every move, and then it's just there's just something about people that is just really, really special. God made us all unique in a certain kind of way, and you're gonna attract people who are just like you. And that was the thing. Like, I was attracted to this guy because he was just being himself. He was being blunt. He was thinking like a mechanic. And I tell you what, I've been around mechanics for, the last 6 years, and they are some of the best, brightest problem solvers I've ever met. I met some really smart people. Like I seen this one guy comes to mind. I work in a paper mill, right? We print advertising on paper still. So one of the guys, he had a roll of paper that was 5,000 pounds, and you can push this and it will roll. But he needed it to go, like, he needed to turn it. And when I saw this mechanic do this, I could not believe how simple this was. And it was just so simple. He looked at it and he thought about where he wanted it to go. He went and got like a piece of like a board, maybe like this long and about that thin. He rolled the paper onto it, and he was able to rotate the whole roll. And right in front of me, my jaw just dropped. because he figured it out. He's like, well, if it only has a small surface area and like all the papers on that, then it can rotate a lot easier. And I'm looking at that going, man, you are just one smart dude. And that's all I would say about this guy. And I was like, I want to be around this guy. I want to be around this kind of people because they are just really attractive to me. They know how to solve problems. They know how to get people around them. They know how to just like uh, figure things out. They know how to solve problems. And those are the kind of people that I said, I got to get around this guy. So when I saw that, I started to shut up more and listen more. When I years ago, I wasn't like that. Years ago, I would get around people who were just flat out smarter than me, and I would be so jealous, and I would say to myself, how come I'm not as smart as this guy? Like in my first marriage, my brother-in-law was like super super smart kid, and I had a jealousy that like he was a lot smarter than me on practical things, and even in the littlest things, like he could look at like smart people. They just like they see a pattern, and then they just go with it, like, okay, that's just going to keep happening over and over again. And I did not have that in the past. I just didn't have it. And my brother-in-law actually had this gift where he could recognize a pattern about pretty much anything and say that's actually going to happen. Like for example, this is kind of like a silly one, but he would look at a movie trailer and it's like, that's gonna suck. And I'm like, how do you? I was like, but that doesn't look like it's gonna suck. It looks like it's gonna be good. And he's like, I think it's gonna be like this. I think it's gonna be more about how dramatic the character is gonna be, and like the story is gonna suck. And I'm like, oh come on, dude. Sure enough, it was. And he would predict stuff like that all the time, and I was amazed how right this kid was, and it blew my mind. There was another guy like that where I started to change my behavior, and I started to accept the fact that okay, somebody is always going to be smarter than me, and in some area in life, someone is going to be one step ahead of me. Somebody's going to have more knowledge, more of anything, and that's just a way for me to learn. That's just a platform for me to get on and say, okay, I need to go in this direction. I need to learn this. I need to I need to start listening more. So when I got into that, um, my air conditioner just kicked on, and you're probably hearing like a loud wind. So just hold on a second. All right. Yeah, that was totally random. I don't know if that was like perfect timing for you. That was kind of weird for me. But anyway, trying to go back to what I was saying. So I was in a place where I honestly could not get it. Like I couldn't understand how um how other people were just flat out smarter than me, and it was just bothering me to no end. And so one of the things that I started to do was I started to get over it. I just started getting over it, and it was incredible. So what's going on, Dave? I can see you're on this right now. I'm just checking in to see who's here. All right, cool. So my brother-in-law, when we were discussed that, the guy that I used to work with, the guy that I wanted to get around, I was like, I want to be around this person at all times. His energy was always like up. He was sharp. He knew exactly how to troubleshoot something. I knew this one person who he was only wrong about one thing. He was only wrong. I caught him once in the year and a half that I worked with him. And I won't go into the details about it because it's electrical knowledge, it's electrical troubleshooting. And it was the only time. But every single time, this dude would just call out a problem. And he's like, I think that's the issue. And I would pay attention to how many times this guy was right. He was always right. I could not I could not, I was amazed, absolutely amazed that if he made a prediction, I was like, bet you he's right. And then boom, he was right again. He was right again. He was right again. He was right again. And it's because he looked back on what worked in the past, what did not work. And that comes with experience. You know, you get it with some people who just like have got years of experience in this trade. You're gonna learn that they're gonna make predictions. They're gonna be right. They're gonna look at something and then they're gonna be, well, they're gonna avoid it or they're gonna run towards it. People are either in, they're either pursuing pleasure or they're avoiding pain. You know, there's this constant battle in the mind where people are trying to do one or two things. Those two. They're trying to pursue pleasure or they're trying to avoid pain. And there are times when the promise of pleasure actually leads to tremendous pain, right? And the promise of a little pain is going to bring tremendous pleasure. Now, a lot of people, they want instant gratification, so they'll go with the big promise of pleasure, and then they find themselves stuck in a place that is just not good. I got into relationships with people that I knew it was just not good, and I paid heavily for it, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally. I was just mentally breaking down. But then I started getting around people who just, man, they had a great mindset. They knew exactly what to do, and they kept their mind and focused on the Lord. That got me back into a very peaceful state of mind, and that's what I'm really grateful for. And then the same thing goes with like this marketing platform. It's just getting around people who are smarter than me and just figuring out what in the world, what the heck are you doing? You know, what are you doing to get these kind of results? And they're like, well, I got all the training in one course and bam, it's right here. Here you go. And you can buy it for, this amount of money. I'm at the point now where I can understand the authority that some people actually have, that you can say, okay, that person, he's actually got some incredible results. Like, look at this gentleman, his name is Mark Harbert. I love Mark Harbert. He's incredible at making videos and ranking for them on YouTube. And I admire that kind of stuff. And I truly want to get into that space of like, I got authority with that. And I'll show you a little trick after. So one of the things that he's just been able to make, man, what was his best day? I don't know what his best day was. But I know that like one of the days that he had was like $100,000 month and $100,000 day. $100,000 day. And I'm like, dude. And I just step back and I'm thinking to myself, I've been following this guy for a long time. I've listened to what he had to say. And he kind of like looks at like, yeah, we had a $12,000 day. It was pretty good. A $12,000 day would be amazing. My student loan is $12,000, gone like that. So that's why I got into this industry, is so that I can get those kind of results. I know I can, and I just have to have a big enough audience in order to get it. That's the thing you got to start doing. You got to start building this attraction so that you can get a big audience, right? Bigger audience, more people to follow you, more people to love you, comment on you. And they're like, man, I got to get around this guy. And then you can start seeing the results that you want for yourself. You become a good problem solver. So something that I definitely know that I needed to do was just to buy training. Buy it now. Buy it while I have the money. Buy it while I've got the chance, while I've got the time to actually do it. Right now, I'm in the healing process of a divorce, and I'm very clear with people on that right now. And I have the time where we never had kids. We never had any kind of assets. Properties divided, boom, 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 boom. It's a really simple one. I don't want to get too heavily into it. It kind of really upsets me. I didn't want it to happen, but it did. And So, but we're moving on. Now I've got time to actually devote. I got time to study this. I got time to get into the training. I got time to devote to calling people, calling my leads. And I didn't want to do that at first. I really did not want to call my leads. I didn't want to call them. I was like, I don't want to call people because, people are constantly trying to call me and get me to buy stuff. But I'm not like, the difference is that I'm not trying to spam people. Somehow people just find my number and then they call me and they say, I've got this great product and I want to help it with you. There was this one dude. He called me. I don't know where he was from, probably from India. I could just barely understand the guy. And he was trying really, really hard to sell me on some kind of service for a website that I just bought. And it wasn't even like a day after. You're going to start to see that. Like if you go to GoDaddy and you buy a domain from GoDaddy, and you're going to get people calling you like the next day. But like this guy, he was like from a whole different country. I don't even know where it was. And he was trying to sell me on some kind of services. Like, we can help you, with your website, blah, blah, blah. You can do something great and glorious with it. And I'm like, and I had to stop the guy. And I'm like, look, why are you doing this? Why did you get into this industry? He's like, oh, to make money. And I flipped it around. I mean, he's like, well, I wanted to make money. And I was like, you want to make money? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, why do you want to make money? He's like, oh, so I could take care of my family. And that's it. And you can flip it around and you can get it right back in their face. And you basically get them to the point of like, this isn't working. This job sucks. I really don't want to be here right now. Blah, blah, blah. So you get them into that state of like, man, my pain is great. I need a solution to this problem. What do I do? And I simply told the guy my name. I told him, look me up on Google, just find me, and I hung up on him. I don't know if he actually did it because I haven't heard from him since. But one of the things that like you've got to start doing is just simply building your list of people, list of customers, and then when they give you their phone number, that's basically the green light for calling them because they gave it to you. I have got every phone number, maybe like 8 out of 10 phone numbers that I've gotten. They were the real number of that person where they really wanted me to talk to them. So I get these phone numbers and I got this one gentleman. I call him. I didn't get him. I actually got his voicemail. And from the sound of his voicemail, I could tell, like, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work out too well. But anyway, I left a voicemail anyway. So I leave a voicemail and I simply said this. I simply put it like this. I said, I'm just going to say, a random name to kind of protect the guy's identity. I was like, hey, Bill, this is Ricky with My Lead System Pro. I'm trying to like paraphrase it because I had it prepared. I was spitting it out pretty quickly. I was like, hey, we got an email saying you requested more information on how we make money on the internet. And I'm just looking for 5 minutes of your time so that I can help you get started and I can help answer any questions that you may have. We want to see what are your goals, what exactly you're trying to accomplish out of this whole thing. And so I gave him my number and that was that. And then about 20 minutes later, the guy called back and he's like, you the guy that called me? And I said, yes, sir. My name is Ricky Burrows. And he went off and he started venting out all of his frustration. He's like, I've been trying to figure out this whole e-commerce store for the last 6 months. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not techie. And, I'm trying to figure out how to just make, a couple $1,000s a month. And he basically was venting out all of the stress and struggles. And he's like, I'm not looking to make some $1 million. I don't want a boat. He's like, screw that. And he didn't say screw that. And he was just so blunt. And in listening to this guy, he's like, screw that. I don't want no boat. That's too much work. I just want to have a couple $1,000 of income, and then when I croak, all of any kind of residual income, it can go to my daughter. That's it. And he's like, that's all I'm looking for. I don't want to be doing techie stuff. He's like, I know that, I just want to have a little bit more time freedom, less work. And I like rebuilding engines, blah, blah. And he went into all the details. I was trying to write them all down. And so, and with all that information, I was laughing throughout the whole thing because I thought it was just funny. Oh man. And it was hysterical, man. So we went in. I just kept talking to him. I kept letting him speak, and I kept letting him go into all the details. And I was trying to find the main problem. And I thought I thought I had it down pretty good. And with that, I said, "Look, we got a solution to your problem. We have a non-techie platform, great for people who are just beginners, great for people who are just veterans at this network marketing space. So you want to check it out? 10 days, $10." He's like, yeah, absolutely. It sounds like what I want. So, and I know I explained all that in the beginning. So what happened after that? It was pretty cool. He signed up, and then I took him by the hand and I showed him what he needs to do right there, right now. I was like, do you have time where you can actually go into the back office and watch training? And he's like, yes, I have time to do that now. I was like, okay. And I guided him with the email that he received from My Elite System Pro. And then I guided him right to the back office. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you exactly what I showed him. So you're going to get a tour of My Elite System Pro, and then what you're going to get. And then I'll show you something pretty cool, what I did today. The whole time I've been talking, yapping, and my cat is actually asleep right next to me. I've been talking pretty loud, and he just kind of, I don't know. He just likes the sound of my voice or something, and he's funny. He's actually really, really funny. I don't know how they sleep all curled up and crooked like that. It's just so weird. All right, let's yeah, bear with me here. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Come on, where are you? All right. So we're gonna share our screen. Man, that weird one. All right. It's gonna go to infinity and beyond. All right, let's see if it pops up here. Oh, come on. Maybe do I? I think it's sharing my screen. I think my screen is being shared. So let me go to the comments right now and tell me, can you see the screen? Can you see my screen, or is it still going to like that infinity view? I want to see if we can see my screen. I think we're good. So we're gonna keep going. All right, so into My Elite System Pro. So what I basically did was I brought him into the back office, and I went to the website, and he was already there. And I simply said to him, all right, so when you see right here, this new get started, you want to go ahead and you want to click on that. So he clicked on that, and I said, okay. Now a little pop-up came up, and I totally forgot. I forgot all about it. Those are actually like, are you into network marketing or traditional marketing? And he didn't have an answer to that one. And so basically I said, well, you seem more like a people person. So because he already had a business, and I simply told him, hey, yeah, go ahead. Just hit network marketing. We'll just go with that. So he clicked on that, and then he saw the quick start guide. And with this is a quick start into My Elite System Pro for network marketing, and this is the foundation.
you get into it and then you move on to step 2, and whoa, come on. I've already completed every step. I don't know why it's saying that I needed to. Yeah, I've already completed all of these steps, but each of these steps are in sequence for what you should be focusing on, what you should be taking care of. And most people don't have to look at step 5, but what goes on is this is the basics, this is the beginning, and the training, the education, the platform is built on teaching you why people buy stuff on the internet. And the first thing you want to do is definitely connect with the support group inside of MLSP. There's private Facebook Messenger, which is really cool, by the way, because then you can see how they communicate, and that's really neat. The group, people celebrate all the time, how they got a new sign up, how much money they made, and how many leads they're getting. And it's so cool to see that. There's a couple of people in here where they say they quit their jobs and they were able to move on. So let's get back into this. So inside of MLSP, definitely incredible. Once you get past the quick start menu, then you got all of this incredible training right here. Again, this system is designed to teach you how to generate leads online, how to build your audience online, how to make that list appear. Actually, Mark Harvard was talking about this. The number one problem network marketers have is that they have no prospecting list of people. They have nobody to talk to about their business opportunity. And this My Lead System Pro is showing you exactly how to find your prospects, to find them on Facebook, to find them with blogging, Facebook Live, Facebook advertising. These are really good. These are really, really, really good courses. Facebook paid advertising is actually just incredible, where you can target, their interests, their likes, what pages they like, where they geographically live, and target them around this time, target around, what beliefs they have. And it's just, it's a game where you have to keep tweaking things and try to get the right message in front of the right market. But with this, you basically, you have the training right here. You have everything that you need right here. And as soon as you dive into this, and they go into all your examples, and somebody's actually guiding you by the hand on how to actually do all of this. And then they go into, teach you how they get into it and how they started with all this. But then you can actually follow, see, this is Facebook. This is in the back office of Facebook on how to actually create an advertisement. And this is how they do it. They learn. It's this is how we create a Facebook advertisement, why you should pick, images, why you should pick, slideshow videos, whatever. And they go right into it. They tell you all the things you should not do, which is exactly what people need. People need to learn about what not to do. They need that. That way they don't make the same mistakes that these people are making. And these are all people inside of My Lead System Pro. These are all the same people who are actually getting the results that you want without you having to go through all the stress of trial and error. They show you this is what works, this is what works, this is what doesn't. And it's absolutely, look, I mean, you're gonna get all these training videos that you're trying to find it on YouTube. It's just not worth 5 years. It's just not worth 5, 10, 20 years searching online when you can have it all in one place and for a monthly subscription fee where you can get all the training exactly. Not only that, but you get a blog that's all done for you. You just put in a few pieces of information, no techie skills required, and your blog is ready to go. You can pick a theme and you can have it looking spamlicious. You can have it looking fantastic. And something that I've been dabbling into lately that I know that I need is to work with my customer relationship manager. Now the CRM is you got your prospect list of people, and you can definitely connect with all of them. You can send out emails with them. You can get training on it. You can definitely connect with these people and write notes and all that good stuff. With the funnels, Funnelizer, this stuff is cool. This is where people who are like, say you have like your own paralegal business, like you have like you're looking to build a business of paralegals online. You want to do that, you can create a funnel for that. Yeah, let's just play around for fun. Paralegal. I probably spelled that wrong. Call it legal. You create a funnel. Stuff is like wicked easy to do. And then you can pick a particular theme. You know, what in the world am I going to pick? You know, what am I going to choose? And it's basically revolving around like, you know, your skill, your problem. I mean, you could probably use something like this. And then you can call it opt-in page. Opt-in. Save and edit. I mean, it really is like you don't do anything technical. You just like, I want to use that. I want to use that template. I want to call it this. I want to do this. And you get this beautiful, I mean, it always blows me away, just like how simple this stuff is. Like if you're like, okay, I don't want this picture. I want to change it. You can change the image. You can go through the images that you upload, and you'd be like, no, I don't want that one. I want my shed plans, right? Download PDF, you know, for shed plans. And then you're like, okay, and you can go in here and you can start changing things. You know, simple Facebook strategy for, I mean, look, I'm just going in and typing and changing it. For building sheds. Cool, man. And then you can go in here and then you can change what the button says. This is a call to action. Be like, yeah, sounds good. And then you could go ahead and save it. And then this will, once you refresh the page, this will change. And you can go ahead and you can add valuable information in here. You basically want to say this is going to definitely solve your problem. You know, you can definitely say that. Publish it. And then once you have this link, you can actually set it up for to a specific domain. And that'll be probably for another webinar. That'll be for another time. Well, let's go back to MLSP. So we already went over marketing strategies, CRM, funnels, and the blog. This whole thing is about building your list, people. This is all about building your dream business where you have a list of customers, you have a list of prospects, you have a list of people that are like, man, I wish you would solve my problem. And you're like, you got it. And you can do it on your own time. You could write your own paycheck. You can you can set your schedule so you go to bed whenever you want, wake up whenever you want, and live your life on your own terms. So you're really doing, you know, yourself a disservice if you're not getting into MLSP or anything similar to My Lead System Pro. You know, you want to, if you have people that you're attracted to and they're in another system, then go and get in it, because you want to be around people that you can totally connect with. You know, if you're you know, you're looking at something like ClickFunnels or whatever, you're looking at something else, you know, ClickBank University or something like that. You can go with those. You can go with those companies, and those are good training platforms. But My Lead System Pro, this has been around for a long time. In fact, I'm going next week. Can't believe it's next week, but I'm going to the Live the Dream event. Yeah, it's incredible. So let's see if I can like stop the screen share right here.
going to try to do this. All right. So, all right. So I think I was able to show you the back office. I'll have to check in the replay, but that's pretty much it. You got to figure out what their problem is. You got to build a whole list of people that say, I got a problem and I'm looking for a solution. You give the solution to the problem and then you build up, residual income that way. That's it in a nutshell. And so with that being said, what I want you to do right now is I want you to draw your attention to something that's actually really, really cool. It's kind of off topic, but I'm actually going to be making far more videos with something that's really, really special. I'm not saying I'm not going to put a link in the description or anything, but I just really want to show you this. You see this bad boy right here? This is a Spark drone. And I am so glad that I got this thing because this actually is one of my favorite little toys now. I was able to make some epic video with it, and this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not quite sure if I really want to put this inside the RV because it takes off and actually goes like 30 miles an hour. But maybe I could get it to like hover. Maybe I could get it to just like hover and chill out like right in front of you. You want to see that? You want to see that? Yeah, Dave, I know you want to see that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get my phone out. I'm going to quickly do this. I'm going to quickly connect to the phone. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to go outside and I'm going to see if I can do a night shot. Because this is what we do when we got our own webinar. We can actually do anything we want. Now listen to this. Listen. I love that sound. I love that sound. See that? Now see it's blip. Now that's really interesting. See, this little light was just blinking right there. This has not, now if you're jumping on this and you're watching this has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm just showing my new toy that I bought, for my YouTube videos. So get ready to like watch this incredible thing. This can go from 0 to 30 miles an hour in about maybe 1 second. About 1 second. It goes 0 to 30 miles an hour and it just flies. And it can fly for about a mile, and then the battery will die. So let me just do something here really quick. We're going to just jump in. And if you want to know what this is, you got to ask me. No, we're going to skip that. Oh, okay, cool. Looks like we're already connected. Are we connected? I can't tell. Oh my goodness, we actually are. Yeah. That's amazing. Let's just see. Hopefully I don't crash this inside. You're like, oh my goodness, he's so crazy. He's actually going to do this like indoors. Hopefully, I'm going to turn the sport off. Oh man, here we go. Crazy. Crazy. I can't believe he's doing this, How about that?
Addy mode.
Okay, you see this? This is why I do the things I do. This is why I do the things I do. Because they're fun. All right? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to end this webinar. And I'm going to see what this thing actually looks like in the dark. I'm going to see if it can actually see the like there's just probably a little bit of light left. And I'm going to send this thing sky high and we're going to see what that does. So with that being said, thank you for watching this. Leaving comments, getting involved with us. If you want to work with this crazy guy, if you want to work with this nutbag, go ahead and hit the get started button right now. And you'll see videos with this for sure. And you'll definitely be going on one crazy adventure with me. All right, my friend, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.